So, hello guys. In today's video, we are focusing on how to add a cube interaction using behavior graphs. So, at the end of the video, we will be able to have a cube in our scene, which upon clicking will display a notification message. All of this we are going to do on the testing server of Mozilla Hubs. So, follow along with this. We have Hubs Blender Exporter enabled already and also the behavior graph add-ons. For visiting, for knowing how to enable the behavior graphs add-on and also the Hubs Blender Exporter, just follow the previous videos in my YouTube channel. So let's get started. We'll be creating a basic scene again with a skybox so that we can see the colors. Then we'll be adding a spawn point so that we can start our position, initial position should be on that place wherever we want it to be. Then we want to make the Navmesh walkable. Navmesh is not walkable actually. Navmesh is a feature which uh, helps NPCs to navigate through in a scene. So in our case, we are not using physics-based navigation, but we are simply using the walkable Navmesh area, uh, the which is the default in hubs, and that is very convenient for the things that how we are building and for the games that we use. So we are not going to use physics based because we are targeting for all sorts of devices, be it low end, high end, they all should support it, and it is super performance optimized. Everything is very easy on the RAM, CPU, and whatever, be it a very low-end mobile phone or a very high-end PC. It supports all of that, and the resolution and everything is they change automatically based on the user's device specification. Then we are going to add a clickable entity. As you can see in this scene, the cube is the clickable entity. Upon clicking the cube, we are able to see some notification message, which we are going to do in the step 5. So let's get started. First, we are going to add a mesh. You can get into the pop-up by clicking Shift A. When you click Shift A, you see this add mesh, and here you add a plane, and you can press the S key on your keyboard to scale it up after you have selected this. Like suppose if I select somewhere here, then pressing the S key will do nothing. But if I click here and then I press S key, so here it shows a scale ratio. So in plane because plane is just in the X axis, so sorry, X and Y axis, it doesn't have a Z axis, it doesn't have a height. So because of this, we are going to simply press S. And in some other cases where you want to suppose we have added a cube here and you want to scale the cube. If you scale it up, it will scale in all three axes. And if you want to scale it only in uh, X and Y axis, so in that case you can press Shift Z. So it will not scale in Z axis, it will only scale in X and Y axis. So, this is how your cube will turn out to be. And suppose if you want to scale it only in Z axis, you can press Z and then you can scale it up. So, this is how we use the uh, scale feature. And to delete it, anything that you want to delete in scene, just have to click on the object, press the X key, X, as you can see here, the cross X. So click on it and delete it. Okay. So in this case, we are going to add a skybox here first. So first, let me set up my environment. I will go to my hubs exporter. You can see the connection status is red, which means it's not connected. It's waiting for the session. So this is called the hubs debugger. So I click on the room that I've already created earlier. You can use the plus minus buttons to add the rooms. So the best way is to add your instance, add your whatever server link that you want here, and click on create. So for example, let me add a testing instance here. Uh, so I will add it as hubs testing, and here my link will be https testing.dev.myhubs.net. So this is my link. Based on this, I will click on create, and it will open my browser as I have stated here. And you can see that I'm signed in here with my email, and it creates a room immediately for me. So if you are not signed in, you even if you create a room, you will have no benefit over, like your exporter won't work. So let us wait for the room creation. Once the room is created, we can see that like we have the all the flags enabled like debug local scene, fast entry and stuff. So how this is enabled is we have this room flags, and if you click here, you are able to redirect to the link. So here you have new loader, ECS debug panel, skip entry, and allow scene update. So all of this must be enabled if you're working with behavior graph. What each of this is for, we will cover in the future videos, where we will have to test with different use case and scenarios. But for now, skip entry is for fast entry. Scene update is because we are doing the scene updates. And new loader is a new code base, and what it does, how it works, we will explore in our future video, because it's a very vast topic, and if I explain it in just a few minutes, it would be a lot injustice to see. So let me reload it. Might be some problem. It depends and takes time depending on your internet connection. And if you ever feel like something is off with it, you can right click, or like go to the three dot menu, and from the more tools, you can open the developer tools, and will show you if there is something wrong. So errors are always shown in red. So right now it's just loading the scene. Might be a little slow as compared to what we need. But to just save on the time, I already have a room here. So I will simply click on open, because the scene that loads is a bit heavy. So it will first load all the scene, and then it will start working. So in our case here, we already have a room which we have used. So here also you can see like all the same flags that like the new loader, the ECS debug, the fast room entry, and the debug local scene. And you can see the status here, like it's a yellow, which means it's waiting, and here the message is entering the room. So now it has finally entered the room, and you can see it's all black around. Here's nothing. So I have just added a mesh here, and if I scroll down here, I will be able to see the update scene option. And spawn using viewports transform is whatever you are seeing in the Blender, it will be the same view. So here the scene has updated. You can see the the scene to a custom URL. It has updated, but it is not visible because you don't have lights here right now. So to add a light, we'll add a new empty plane axis in the exact center of our scene, And then we will go back here. This is the scene properties. We'll have to go to the object properties, and here from hubs we'll add a skybox, and we'll update our scene again. So as you can see now, with the lights, with the skybox basically, here we are able to see our uh, scene as it is. So if I, like zoom in, zoom out, and then I click on update scene, my camera here also will get position accordingly. If I remove this, it will spawn anywhere on this scene. Like it totally depends. It's very random how it will spawn, but it will mostly try to find the origin where to spawn. Okay, so mostly here, if you see, I was somewhere close to the origin, but it is not really exactly the origin that you will be at. So here, like for example, we want to spawn exactly at this corner. So for this, I will again add a new empty plain axis. I will grab it using the G key, and I will move it to the corner how I want. So spawn it using the G and place it on the corner. So now let's see from the, so yeah, now we are at the exact corner. Okay. And here we'll again go to object property and add a waypoint, and here we'll use it as a spawn point. And then we'll update the scene again. So this time you see I am at the corner. Okay. So, okay, but now I'm going inside and outside of the scene. Like, I don't have any constraint. I can fly anywhere around from any distance. But I want to make this area walkable. So, how I do is I click, select the mesh again, click on the scene, and build a navigation mesh and update the scene again. So, from here, I will be now not, so I'm not able to pass through this, because now I have a walkable area and I'm walking in this area. Okay, so I'm trying to move as usual, but I'm not going out of this bounding box. Okay, so this is the use of Navmesh. And so similarly, now I want to add a cube here, and the cube should be clickable. Okay, so this cube I'm just placing here up in the air, and uh, to this cube, I don't have to add any physics or anything like that. I just have to go here, create a new behavior graph, add a new event, entity event, because it's on the entity, and on interact. So first we need to create a new behavior graph here. So I've added a new behavior graph. Now I click on entity, events, on interact. Okay, so and here the target will be this cube. Like we can make anything interactable, anything working. Now, if I go to miscellaneous and I click on display notification message, hi, how are you? And I link it up here. Then I click on update scene once again. And as I get to the cube and I click here, notice at the bottom left, it will show a message. Script, hi, how are you? Okay. So this was it. Uh, and with this, we are able to record, we are able to click on the cube, and we are able to also be spawned at one particular point, and everything is working. So if you want to publish this, like here are some things, like you can get the scene. So if I click on get scenes, it will get list of all my scenes that I had. And like for example, if I click on this uh, ring bell, and I can get the scene here right now. So, but I will get it, this will get overridden. So we will cover this up in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.